Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 3 phases of care necessary to reclaim your thyroid health in 90 days. And this is the pre-education that we want you to watch before you come in for your first visit. And yes, I appreciate you taking your time, your focus, your attention, and just really learn this stuff because it can change your life like it did mine and so many people. So I'm Regan Archibald. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, functional medicine practitioner. I'm a thyroid expert. And I've been through a thyroid diagnosis myself. I had Hashimoto's in my early 20s. I was falling asleep in class. I had severe brain fog. I just felt like crap. And every time I go to the doctors, they would say, everything looks normal, Regan. You're fine. It's all in your head, or you're too stressed. And I'm sure many of you have heard those excuses. But once I actually went to a doctor who would take my care seriously, actually, he looked at my thyroid peroxidase antibodies. And that was a realization that I had not made yet, that it was my immune system attacking my thyroid gland. Once I was able to uncover that, I was able to work with an acupuncturist, a naturopathic doctor, and we're able to get my body and my thyroid functioning again. And so here I am over 20 years later, and I've helped thousands of patients reclaim their thyroid health, get out of pain, and feel their very best. And so my promise to you as you watch these 3 videos, they're going to be short, they're going to be concise, but I'm going to give you the information you need so that when you come in to meet with one of our thyroid experts, you're going to have a clarity that you've never had before. And our guarantee is that when you leave the office, you're going to have a clear plan of action. And we guarantee that. So let's jump in. So what does your thyroid do, first of all? Well, your thyroid's responsible for so many functions. Literally every cell in your body has a receptor site for your thyroid hormone. So your thyroid governs bone metabolism. Yes, it does. It helps if you have osteoporosis, osteopenia. You need healthy thyroid function. It helps with your immune system, your brain. That's why I had such severe brain fog, is because your thyroid hormone activates the mitochondria of your brain cells. So it lights them up. It's almost like the spark plug in your engine. The gastrointestinal function, if you have constipation or poor bowel movements, that can be from a thyroid issue. Liver and gallbladder, if you want to detox properly, you've got to have good thyroid health. If you want your growth and sex hormones to be powerful, your thyroid is at the forefront of this. And then your thyroid helps you burn fat like a kid again. It also helps stabilize blood sugar. It helps stabilize cholesterol. So if you've been told your LDL cholesterol is too high, it's probably because you have a thyroid hormone that is not functional and not pulling the LDH out of the blood and carrying nutrients to your brain. And then proper stomach acid. So if you get that bloating, acid reflux, these are all symptoms of your thyroid. So let's talk about the worst symptoms. Well, brain fog, that's a big one. I remember falling asleep in class being so embarrassed, and then I'd have to study at night because that's the only time my brain would work. Tiredness. Tiredness is a big deal. If you're like Post Malone, always tired, you may want to get your thyroid checked because your thyroid's involvement is to give you energy. And without energy, it's hard to have a great life, right? I mean, it's hard to connect in relationships, hard to be present, hard to want to do or commit to anything that's good for you and other people, hard to serve when you don't have the right energy. So that's a big component of your thyroid. The other symptom that is the worst symptom is weight gain. And not just weight on the belly, but you get weight on the chin, weight on the arms. You can get weight on the legs. And so we're going to talk about this in your first consultation with us. And I want to hear from you, what is the symptoms that bother you the most from your thyroid gland? And then the other one that I hear all the time is I'm cold and depressed. In Utah, unfortunately, we have so many prescriptions that are written out for SSRIs or antidepressants. And in many cases, we've noticed that these prescriptions were unnecessary because our patients actually have thyroid conditions. And so we're going to be testing you in ways that you've never been tested before so that we can alleviate that coldness and get your body feeling better and get your emotions and mood correct. And then the final one is hair loss and brittle nails. And I think you'd agree with me that nobody likes it when, our hair is falling out and our nails break all the time. And so the interesting thing about thyroid health that gets missed by most doctors is what's at the underlying cause of it, because your thyroid is so important for so many things. I mean, you can look at your nails right now and you can say, well, do I have thyroid issues in the first place? Well, look at your nails. Do you have vertical lines? Do you have yellow nails? Is your tongue scalloped and thick? that's a really important thing. Then go ahead and look at your overall health. Are you feeling more fatigued? Are you putting on weight? These are all the symptoms that go overlooked. And what most doctors are looking for is TSH and T4. They're not looking at the whole picture. And so what we want to do is we want to say not only your symptoms, are you getting that joint pain and muscle pain? Do you have weight gain, depression? We find about 50% of our thyroid patients have some type of chronic pain in their body. Do you have frequent heavy periods, sensitivity to cold? All these are thyroid symptoms that need to be alleviated. And if we're just checking the TSH, we've missed the boat. And that's why we're in a health crisis in our country, is because far too often we're not looking at the underlying causes. And some of the research, what we're finding is that 1 in 8 women will develop a thyroid condition in her lifetime. 20 million Americans are walking around right now with a thyroid disorder, and 60% of those 20 million don't know they even have it. I don't know if that's one of you, but if these symptoms that I've shared with you, if you said, yeah, this is me, Regan, well, when you come in for your first visit, we're going to get to the underlying cause. And one of the things that we will not overlook when you come in, and our promise to you, is that we will look and dive into the fact if you have Hashimoto's or not. 9 out of 10 patients who have hypothyroidism also have Hashimoto's, and that's the autoimmune version of this condition. And the autoimmunity means if you don't downregulate your immune system and get it balanced, it's going to be very difficult to get your body to the next level of health. So you're probably asking yourself, well, how do you do this, Regan? How do you determine it? Well, the very first thing we're going to do when you come into the office is we're going to run the right tests. And these tests, we have a mantra: we test, we don't guess. And so the very first thing we do is functional blood chemistry. We do stool profile and saliva. And in the next 2 videos, you'll learn more about these. But this video, let's talk about your functional blood chemistry. So imagine you go to the doctor, and the doctor runs everything very comprehensively, but says everything looks good. There's nothing wrong, but you still know something's wrong. Well, functional medicine comes in and we analyze things from a deeper perspective, and we narrow the parameters of your labs. So if you look at the yellow markers here, the yellow markers give us an idea of when things are dysfunctional. So that's when your body starts to show patterns of disease, but it's not yet manifested. And so you can see this patient here, she's got 23 of these positive findings, positive malfunctions. This is where we can still correct it. Now she's got 8 that are in the standard. So she's got 8 disease patterns that are building up in her body. And then she's got 4 that are in the crisis mode. And so when we look at these, this is how we prioritize your care, because we take you through 3 phases of care. Phase 1 is remove the inflammatory triggers, remove the triggers that are suppressing your thyroid function. Phase 2 is when we repair the damage. So many of you, 90% of you, more than likely have an autoimmune disease. And so we need to repair the damage from the autoimmunity. And then phase 3 is the regenerative phase. And that's when we start to regenerate what's been damaged. And in the next 2 videos, I'm going to talk about what this looks like, what some of the treatments are. And the exciting part is I'm going to share with you what some of the patient cases have been and some of the results that we've gotten. So this particular patient, you can see on the thyroid peroxidase antibodies, this marker right down here, hers were 122. She had a very low total cholesterol value. And so not only did we give her coaching on that, but we're able to set her whole treatment program up based on what these labs show. These labs also gave her the nutritional recommendations that she needed. She was 100% depleted in vitamins, which is one reason we ran the stool profile to see what was going on in her gut. She wasn't getting enough fats in her diet. She wasn't hydrated. Her body needed 60% more hydration. She wasn't even eating enough carbohydrates. And many thyroid patients make the mistake of not getting enough carbs. And the carbs are what triggers that T4 to T3 conversion that's so necessary for you to have the thyroid energy. Didn't have enough minerals, not enough protein. So all these things will be discussed. We're so excited to see you in the videos very soon, to see you in not in the videos, but to see you in the office. And please watch the next 2 videos. Thanks so much for being part of this amazing community. Our purpose, our goal is to help you get as healthy as possible with natural medicine and to work as a team in a collaborative fashion so that you can have your health independence. have your energy back, and have better thyroid hormone health for the rest of your life. So I'll see you on the next video. You guys have a great rest of your day, and the next video will be coming up right away.